Hello again. Today we are going to be carrying on with the second part of the practical preparation of cyclohexene. So I'm going to take my product from last week. I'm going to add it to a separating funnel. Before you add it to the separating funnel, please make sure that the tap is closed. So I will tip that into the top. Chop a bit out. Okay, I'm then going to add an equal volume of sodium chloride. An approximate equal volume, doesn't have to be exact. Oops. Okay, I'm then going to stopper separating funnel, remove from the clamp, and keeping your finger on the stopper, give it a shake just for a couple of seconds. Then I'm going to release the pressure from the separating funnel. Point this away from you as you do so. We can then remove the stopper and clamp the funnel in a vertical position, and then leave to stand until you see distinct separation between your cyclohexene and the aqueous phase. Okay, once you have your sample has settled out and you can see a distinct two layers, the aqueous phase at the bottom, your cyclohexene at the top, we will run off the lower layer into a beaker. So very slowly and carefully under your tap, watching the interface between the two, and we want to stop as the cyclohexene just reaches the tap. Okay, we are then going to add an equal volume of water to the separating funnel, again approximate, so skylight in the top, going to stop at a separating funnel, unclamp, going to again with your finger on the stopper shake for a few seconds, release any pressure in a separating funnel pointing away from you, and taking the stopper off and returning the separating funnel to the clamp. This is in a high pitched voice. Okay, when you're happy that it has separated out, we are then once again going to run off the aqueous phase from the bottom into the beaker below. So again, do this gently, slowly, and as the interface approaches the tap, we stop. Okay. The lower layer can be discarded, we don't need that. And we are going to keep the upper layer and transfer this to a conical flask. Okay, so the cyclohexene is now transferred into a conical flask. And just give that a few seconds to thoroughly run out. When you're happy it's all in the flask, close the tap, and we now have to dry the cyclohexene. To do this, we are going to add a few lumps of anhydrous calcium chloride to the conical. It doesn't have to be much, just a small quantity. We will. Okay, I'm swirling the conical flask with the calcium chloride, and what we're looking for is the cyclohexene to become clear, or for the calcium chloride to start clumping. So I'm going to add a couple more lumps to that. And swirl again, And we continue this process until, as I say, the calcium chloride clumps or the cyclohexane becomes clear. And you can leave to stand for a short period. While your conical is standing, you can weigh a sample tube with the lid on and record the weight. Wonderful. And write this in your lab book. This container will be used to collect your product, your cyclohexene, which you will weigh again afterwards. Okay. The calcium chloride has now clumped, and so I'm going to decant the cyclohexene from the calcium chloride into my sample tube. Okay, I can then put the cap back on my sample tube and reweigh the sample tube and cyclohexene and record that figure in the lab book. Okay, you will then go on to test your cyclohexene with bromine water. Okay, this next stage will be carried out in a fume cupboard. So what we want to do is add a couple of drops of your cyclohexene into a test tube. We'll then add a small volume of bromine water, and if you have produced cyclohexene, the bromine water should decolorize. Which it has.
Raw.
Ta-da!